Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. It's Palm Sunday today. We have a wonderful experience in store for us. And we want you to know your soul is welcome here. You are in the right place at the right time. Let's sing about that.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I
is welcome. Your soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Happy Palm Sunday, SLC. And I want to thank you, as many of you know, it was my birthday. The Thai restaurant, the cards, the letters, the gifts. Oh my goodness, I know I've only been here 7 months, but it filled me with such optimism that you might let me stay another 7 months.
Maybe.
But I have to, one of the cards that I received, it was from Ellen and Gary Ferguson. It contained such profound truth that I feel I really should share it with you. The card read, "With age comes knowledge. With age comes knowledge. With knowledge comes respect. With knowledge comes respect. And with respect comes love. And with the senior breakfast comes 2 biscuits and an unending flow of decaf coffee, all for $1.99. Thank you again. Good morning, Lisa. Wasn't the Lawson chant on Wednesday? It was just incredible.
Thank you, Reverend Rick. Good morning. And good morning to all our SLC community. We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know that there is no spot that God is not. If this is your first time joining us online or in person, we especially welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. And in fact, we are all here by divine appointment. Please silence your electronic devices and refrain from flash photography during the service.
And of course, today's daily word is Palm Sunday. And the affirmation is, on Palm Sunday, I honor the divine presence within. On Palm Sunday, Jesus made his triumphant entry into Jerusalem, riding a donkey, or was it a colt, spiritually symbolizing dominion of the Spirit over human nature. Today, I find inspiration in that timeless Bible story. Going forward, I commit myself to mastering the impulses and judgments and continually surrendering my imperfections to the Christ within. My commitment in regularly going to the upper chamber of my consciousness soothes the rough edges of my mind and opens my heart to perfect love and purity. By following Jesus' example, I proceed with courage and confidence along the path of fulfillment and transcendence. And we read from the Gospel of John, I have come as light into the world so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in darkness. Today's daily word is Palm Sunday. Dear Spirit, thank you for our many, many blessings, for this springtime, for this Holy Week, for SLC, this incredible spiritual community on a metaphysical hill. Thank you for a powerful spiritual message which can keep us centered and getting through the difficulties and challenges that we face, seeing them as opportunities for more spiritual growth. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. And we also say our mission statement as a reminder of who we have come here to be. Let's say it together: to transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we also say those wonderful 5 unity principles, which quite frankly, I don't know about you, but have a lot of times gotten me out of the potholes of life, as it were, and into being an overcomer. So let's say them together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. And we're coming to the end of the season for nonviolence, and today we have asked Brenda Bowles, come please share with us your thoughts, your readings, and thank you, Brenda.
Okay, the reading today is I speak in a calm and loving tone of voice. Dear God, today I let your presence permeate every cell and atom of my being. I let you speak through me today. The soothing tone of my voice immediately calms and harmonizes every situation of which I am a part. The words I speak today uplift and harmonize. The calm, loving tone of voice with which I speak blesses all who hear it. My thoughts and words are pure and potent and is filled with love, your love. I speak words of comfort and encouragement. Nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. My voice soothes and calms people. The tone of voice I use is reflective of an inner peace that I radiate to others as I speak words of kindness. My tone of voice indicates my generosity of spirit. As I proclaim words of truth in a calm and loving tone of voice, I call into being the good you have in store for me today and always. Thank you, God. So the title of it is Today I Speak in a Calm and Loving Tone of Voice. Well, I have to tell you, God certainly walks in wondrous ways to give this particular lesson to me today, because my tone of voice has not always been loving. I was harsh, something I learned from my mother, and it can pass on to generations as a learned behavior. I came from a very angry home. My father had what in those days was called a mistress, and he never hid it. So my mother was sad, angry, and crying all the time. He never came home for dinner. He didn't come home until 10 o'clock at night. Mom was so angry she locked the screen door so he couldn't use his key to come in. But it was my job to open the door. And it was horrible. I hated it. it was embarrassing because all the time while I'm trying to unlock the door, she's yelling out obscenities. I mean, I can't tell you how awful it was. And some of the words she said, every time somebody says, open the door, I hear those words. So in spite of all that, later I developed that tone of voice when I got upset with my kids. And then I'm going to tell you another time that was so bad. And many of you are going through dementia with a spouse or a parent. And it's hard not to show disturbance in your voice when you have to repeat something over and over. But remember, they too are a child of God. Also, I'm going to tell on you for something I'm not proud of. When my husband had Alzheimer's, he had to wear a diaper, but because of the wicking, he didn't know it was wet and that it needed to be changed. But I could smell it. And it was getting fuller and fuller and hanging low in his pants. And he still wouldn't change it. And it was getting smellier and smellier. And finally, one time, he got so angry, he took off the diaper, picked up in his hand, it's loaded and full, and threw it face down on the carpet. So urine was spilling all over. I swear, I've never been so angry and so frustrated. I so much wanted to push him, but something stopped me. God whispering to me that he is a child of God. And that's my sweet husband who didn't know why I was so angry, and yet I yelled at him. So I went to a therapist, and I told her what was happening and what I wanted to do. And she told me that she was so glad I didn't even lightly push him, because had I done that, by law, she would have had to report me, and it would forever be on my record as elder abuse. So I'm sharing this with you that if you come into a difficult situation with a loved one, stop yourself and remember that person too is a child of God. But my frustration was no reason to yell and speak so angrily. He had Alzheimer's, and so many of you knew Gordon. He was the kindest and gentlest of men. So that's the story I want to tell you. But I have one more recent incident. Many of you know how close I am to my daughter, and we talk on the phone every day or text, and she, 3 years ago, moved to Tennessee. But she came to visit me this last Christmas and decided to help me clean out my garage. I was really happy, but she started giving me instructions in a very mean tone of voice. I finally had to tell her we couldn't work together to preserve our relationship, that I didn't like the way she was treating me, and I felt like it was very disrespectful. And then I get this assignment for a season of nonviolence to talk in a loving tone of voice. Well, her tone of voice was not loving, but guess where she learned it, from how she learned it. So I needed to stop blaming my mom and dad for my own wrongdoings. I believe I've overcome my tone of voice, that harsh tone of voice, but I've passed it on to my daughter. And that's 3 generations, my mom, me, and my daughter. So, lots of religions follow Bible verses, but unity has so much more. We have wonderful affirmations. to help us through life challenges, such as, I'm a loving child of a loving God, and I can release the pattern in me that created this. I love and accept myself, and I forgive myself, and I choose love. God is with me always, always. And then the really important one, thank you, God, thank you, God. So I have a kind, loving Father within who loves me dearly, and so do all of you. And then today's daily word was so perfect, and I'm going to read that part again. My goal is to declare, I have dominion of spirit over my human nature. And going forward, I commit myself to mastering my impulses and continually surrendering my imperfections to the Christ within. Because I am a child of a loving God, and I speak in a loving tone of voice. And so can you. And, you know, Easter is a time of resurrection. So let's all resurrect the best in us.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. God bless. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. A lot's going on, isn't it?
Yes, there's a lot going on, Reverend Rick, and we are so excited to include you in all that is happening. Starting this week, especially Holy Week, we begin this Wednesday at Wow Wednesday. We will have our usual oneness prayer circle with the chaplains in the chapel. It's a time of prayer and meditation for all of us to share together. That'll be followed by our April birthday bash, and there will be cake. So please RSVP so that we know you're coming for that wonderful time of community. Our services begin our Holy Week services begin this Wednesday with our communion service at 7 p.m. In this time, we'll be sharing consecrated elements in ceremony, deepening the connection with each other and with our own indwelling spirit. And that'll be Reverend Rick and myself with music by Ann Roach and Paula Mandela. And on Thursday is our wonderful Passover Seder. And I know that this is a sold-out event, but just don't forget, because you're one of the ones who managed to get a ticket, make sure you come. This dinner and ceremony captures the Jewish experience as well as the Last Supper. And then on Friday, we have our Good Friday service, which is the 7 last words of Christ. This is a metaphysical view of Good Friday. It's a contemplative service that offers us all metaphysical insight into the crucifixion story as one of healing and release for each one of us. It's an inspirational service which is uplifting and constructive. It'll be with Reverend Rick and myself with music by Louise Shiflett. And I guess we get Saturday off, and then, but come early Sunday morning if you'd like to. If it inspires you, greet the day with us. It'll be Reverend Rick and the prayer chaplains and myself. The sun will
and
rise.
the Lawson family.
And my son Cameron and Michael, my husband. Yes, we'll be providing music. So this is a wonderful time to greet the day. It'll be a shorter service, and it'll be followed by some light refreshments. So then what we're all waiting for is those wonderful Easter Sunday services at 9 and 11. We'll be having the SLC choir led by Louise Shiflett. In between those two services is the Easter egg hunt for children. Go ahead and bring your kids, your grandkids, your neighbor kids. That's right at 10:30. So make sure you come early, bring an Easter basket for the kids, and it's only going to be about 15 minutes long, very fast. Today is hopefully our last day for selling See's candy. This supports the youth and family ministry. There are a whole lot of eggs left, perfect for gifts for Easter. So you can buy those at the table. And if we have anything left, they'll be at the hub next week as well.
And after Holy Week, the Sunday afterwards, Reverend Ken Daigle of Unity of San Francisco will be up here. His book it's an incredible book, Unapologetic Manifestation. He will be doing both services, leading a free workshop in the afternoon, leading to classes on Unapologetic Manifestation. I think this is really an important book, and let's bring up the video so Ken can talk to us.
Hello, it's good to be with you by video again and look forward to being with you in person soon. On April 12th, I'll be up to do talks and do a workshop about unapologetic manifestation, the new book I've written about how to create the life you want. You see, I know something about you. I know that there exists within you a desire for something greater, for something more fulfilling, for something better for the planet. And I know also that within you, you have the power, the strength, the wisdom, and the fortitude to do just that. I know that because it's the journey I've been on and the reason I felt I needed to write this book and create this course. So I'm inviting you to come to services on April 12th, to stay for the free workshop I'm going to conduct after services, and then to sign up for the 10-week class that Reverend Rick and I are going to do together, with you, for you, and create lives of true meaning and purpose, lives that the world needs, because the world needs you to fully show up. Join us on April 12th and April 15th, and I look forward to being with you. Namaste.
We truly do. We hope you'll come to the hub after the service, sign up for the class. To quote those great spiritual teachers, the Beatles, in terms of the finances of we can work it out. So look forward to seeing you there. Are you called? Are you called to serve on the Board of Trustees? And we hope that many of you are. New Board of Trustee recruits. There's going to be an info session about this in the prayer chapel. It will be held at 12:45 today. And applications to run for the Board of Trustees are due by April 5th. And we haven't even talked about all the small groups that are going on around it. There's something going on around here every day which can really help you with your spiritual walk. Go to the hub, go to see us online, slcworld.org. I mean, it is so much is, as I say, going on around here, which can help you on your spiritual walk. We also come here for connection. So let's share that connection with each other right now in ways which we feel are appropriate.
Please join us in singing our group song, Day by Day.
Day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray. To
Please be seated. Now, as we prepare for meditation, let's begin by taking a nice deep breath together, settling into our chairs, and let's speak out loud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And let's now affirm, all good, all good.
Holy, holy. As we release into this time of meditation, settling into our chairs, relax your body now and go within. In this place of holiness, all is well. We are nearing completion of our 40 days of Lent. We've made the journey. We've traveled the path of healing and of transformation. And we stand at the gates of the holy city, the city of peace within our own souls. And before we enter the heights of the city, we pause in the garden. Let us go now to that inner garden we each carry to nourish our spirits. In this place of pure intention and radiant beauty, we find the peace that passes all understanding. Just as Jesus sought the stillness of Gethsemane, we come to our own inner garden. We recognize that for something new to be born, something old must be released to prepare for the new. We know that we're preparing for a great change. Recognizing our love for all that is and all that has been and all that this love has brought us, we release our preconceived ideas, whether about life or about what is coming next. For something new is coming, and it will nourish us through our next season of growth. In this quiet place, our thoughts still, we connect to the source, the indwelling Christ, the wisdom within. We nurture our growth and the life within us. Here in the garden, we surrender to the divine within, to the perfect order of all good, the only true power and presence. Our hearts open in wonder as we anticipate what is coming. For each of us is resurrecting and transforming. You are an expression of the Christ, dying and resurrecting in your consciousness over and over. And your next spiritual evolution brings you your next new way of being. Your faith carries you through this time of transformation. So savor the sweetness of the garden to which you may always return for comfort, for direction, and focus. In this place of peace, we rest now for a moment in the silence. Peace, be still, As we begin this Easter week, we carry with us our place of peace so that we may each enter a new consciousness of our radiant Christhood. And so it is.
All to Spirit I surrender. All to Spirit I freely give. Now I will ever trust and love you in your presence daily live.
Wow, thank you, music ministry. Thank you, Lisa, for a wonderful meditation. And Brenda, thank you for sharing that. And so we come to Palm Sunday and Holy Week. And so many of us know this story so well. Sometimes I think we know it all too well. And we forget some of the difficult and uncomfortable details. But I think some of the most powerful ways this story can positively impact us in our active modern lives is in those details. Now, I'm going to be using mostly the gospel according to Mark. The reason being, we think it's, and I think there's good evidence for this, it's the oldest of the gospels. It's the one closest to actual eyewitnesses. It has fewer of the curlicues that the later ones, or the codicils that the later ones have. Remember Dragnet, just the facts, ma'am, just the fact, well, Mark. But whatever gospel you're looking at, what it probably should say when it says that Jesus and the disciples came to Jerusalem, it probably should say that they came to Jerusalem and Bethany. The reason being that they spent almost as much time in Bethany as they probably did in Jerusalem. Let's remind ourselves about the geography of the region. Jerusalem is on the top of the mountains, as it were. Bethany's down a ways, so a typical day, Jesus and the disciples would sleep in Bethany. They'd get up in the morning, they'd go up to Jerusalem, do whatever they were going to do, and then in the evening they'd go back down to Bethany. Why they did it that way, I don't know. Maybe they got a better Airbnb deal in Bethany than Jerusalem. Jerusalem has been overpriced for years. Now, even before this Palm Sunday parade started, there's a great spiritual lesson there for us. Some say he rode in on a colt. Some say he rode in on a donkey. Some say a dirt bike. Some say a Harley Davidson. But be that as it may, Jesus, remember, in all of them said, go to the next town. You will see a colt, a donkey, and it will be tied up. Untie it, take it. If you get asked why you're taking it, say the master needs it and it will be returned. They won't give you any problems, and bring it here and we'll do the parade. This, and Ken Daigle, we're going to be starting with unapologetic manifestation. That ability to manifest, to bring those resources in. Let's remind ourselves a little bit unity metaphysics. The early pioneers believed very much that there was this spiritual substance, and they just called it substance. They didn't call it any highfalutin. They just called it substance that surrounds, as it were, the material world, and through through spiritual principles, we are able to manifest, or actually, as it were, bring it in. You need a colt or a donkey. This can be, as it were, this can be manifested. Remember, when Jesus sent out the 70, this was earlier, but when he sent out the 70 to minister and all that, he said, go without American Express, no Zelle, no Venmo or anything. Just go out. You will pull in. If you're in a town where that's not working, shake off the dirt from your cloak, go on to the next town. To bring this substance in. I'm really looking forward to Ken Daigle's on Unapologetic Manifestation, which really talks about these principles so much. Buddha was the same way. I mean, he sent his Deer Park monks out. He sent them out with essentially what was called a begging bowl, an empty begging bowl. And seeing the manifestation of people and food. Now, I'm going to be sticking my 2 cents in on several things here, and one of them is I believe strongly that every one of us here at times has vibrated at the level of a Jesus and a Buddha and have been able to do this. I shared with you my story about September 11th, 2001. For the United Way, I was in the wilds of western Kentucky. I had to get back to Washington. No planes, no nothing. Can't rent a car, and was able to manifest an SUV to get back to that. At times, I think we all have vibrated at that level. The problem is with us, well, let me just put it to me. The problem with, I haven't figured out how to stay up there, that you're there for a while and then, wow. So anyway, so this process of manifestation, I think, the donkey will be, the colt will be there, and having faith in that it was. So he rides in on this. And it's a triumphal entry. People are saying, Hosanna in the highest. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Palm branches are coming all over the place. And some of his disciples are saying, Hosanna, son of David, Hosanna in the, and up on the parapets, one of the powers that be, Jewish powers that be, looks down and says to Jesus, Rabbi, you hear what your disciples are saying? Now, Hosanna, son of David, this is, you hear what your disciples are saying. This, in other words, you're bordering on blasphemy. The Jewish idea, if I step in my Jewish roots, the idea of messiahship in those days was the Messiah was going to come. He was going to restore the Davidic kingdom. He was going to outgo the Romans. He was going to restore the Davidic kingdom. And so the guy up there on the parapets is saying, you're bordering on blasphemy now. Back off a bit. And again, could say we're giving him an off ramp. But what did Jesus do? Jesus looked up and said, if I silence my disciples, even the rocks would cry out. And we had an incredible Wow Wednesday a few weeks ago with Catherine Mandela, if you remember, where she went to the stone circles in Great Britain. And with her equipment, we could literally hear those crystals and the stones literally singing out. I mean, it was an incredible experience. So Jesus comes in, and the disciples come in, and Mark and the others say he then went around the temple. Now, again, let me again step into Jewish roots, because I think some of this may be lost on some of you Gentiles, no offense, because how the temple operated. You just didn't come into the temple and walk around. It was very much like a modern-day Mormon temple. You go to a Mormon temple, you just don't walk around. I mean, there's certain restricted area, and I see several heads nodding. I know of you who come from Mormon backgrounds, where the general public does not come in. Only the blessed elect and come in. I compare it very much to a modern doctor's office. I mean, the temple there was the court of the Gentiles and the women and out there. It's sort of like the waiting room of a doctor's office. And then eventually you get called in, but you get called into an examination room and you sit there. And a lot of cases, you don't even see the doctor. You don't even see the priest. You see the physician's assistant, the nurse practitioner or whatever. And you very rarely get to go into the Holy of Holies, which is the doctor's office. So, I mean, that's the way the temple was operated. Jesus and the disciples are wandering, are going to where they want to go in the temple. They finish, they get back, they go out, they walk down to Bethany. A total, wow, what an incredible hero event. And yet 5 days later, just 5 days later, comes crucifixion, comes boards and nails, comes taking spikes and hammering it in the flesh. I can hear some of you saying, this is an uncomfortable detail, Reverend Rick, let's move on. We were very fortunate at seminary. My Bible teacher was a guy named Reverend Dr. Jesse Tanner. Dr. Jesse really nailed it into us, as it were, about crucifixion. Crucifixion was not just the Romans saying, we're going to kill you. We are going to kill you in the most agonizing way possible. And not only that, we are going to totally undermine your reputation by doing this. We're going to do it in a way where, I mean, you are seen by all around as lower than low. And so going from hero to zero in 5 days, I mean, how did it happen? What changed? Well, first, I think two things changed. First, the powers that be recognized that, wow, we were just outdone by this hick from the sticks. This nobody has, how did this happen? They put their best spin doctors on it. They put their best crowd control agents on it. So when it came to the choice, it would be, give us Barabbas. So that was done. But secondly, I think there was also a realization among the Jewish population that their realization of what messiahship meant, what the Christ meant something very different to Jesus. It wasn't just about restoring a Davidic political, it wasn't like, ISIS, we're going to get a new caliphate or anything. And that was not what the goal was. Really, though, it was a hero to zero experience. And we see patterns of this, the hero to zero experience, throughout history and in our own lives. People are lifted up, praised, depended on, and then when circumstances change or expectations aren't met, they are discarded. Palm Sunday invites us to examine how we participate in hero to zero dynamics, both as givers and receivers of approval. Let's look at a few examples of this echo of this hero to zero pattern down across time. You don't have to go far. Just in the first book of the Bible, there's the story, remember, of Joseph. Joseph sold into slavery, but winds up, Pharaoh has this dream which nobody can interpret, but this guy in jail, Joseph, is a great dream interpreter. Out comes Joseph. He hears the dream. He says, Pharaoh, this is what it means. Then you're going to have 7 very prosperous years and followed by 7 very lean years. Put on my economist hat. This is one of the earliest examples we have of successful supply-demand management. Next thing you know, Joseph is raised to chancellor or prime minister of Egypt. As starvation comes throughout that part of the world, the Jewish people come down to Egypt to get food. Joseph forgives his brothers. He goes to the Pharaoh and says, my family would like to live in Egypt. Would that be possible? And the Pharaoh says, oh, sure. You know what? Have them live in Goshen. It's a wonderful suburban community, great schools, a lot of pickleball courts. They'll love it. And so they live in Goshen. A few generations pass, and the Bible puts it so well. There came a Pharaoh who knew not Joseph. Next thing you know, the Jewish people are enslaved, and we are going to, at the Seder, we are going to sing this song. When Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, and tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. A song that was sung by slaves in America, by civil rights workers in America, and by Archbishop Desmond Tutu and his friends in South Africa. Truly a hero to zero moment. But you don't have to go to ancient history. Let's go to the 20th century and in Germany. And in Germany, many Jews are in leadership positions in terms of finance, leadership positions in terms of business and culture, in the sciences. And there truly rose another Pharaoh who knew not Joseph. And the Holocaust. And, one of my, tickles me, this story. It's a true story. For some reason, the Nazis felt we can't kill Sigmund Freud. We'll just we'll just kick him out and send him to London. So as they were getting ready to kick him out, a Gestapo agent came to Freud. True story. Says, you have to sign this this book which says that the Gestapo treated you decently. And Freud said, of course, I'll be glad to do it. He takes out his fountain pen and he writes, to whom it may concern, I would highly recommend the Gestapo to many of my associates. Sincerely, Sigmund Freud. Truly, a hero to zero moment. A hero to zero moment. But you don't have to go outside of America. Look at, corporate America. I don't know about you, but I know so many friends and associates who were, wunderkind at the corporation last year, but this year they're downsized out. From star performer to downsized. Hero to zero moments. Pop stars. Let's go to the 1950s. Eddie Fisher. And the great singer, he marries Debbie, I see heads nodding, marries Debbie Reynolds, America's sweetheart. Oh my God, hero moment. But then Eddie leaves Debbie for Elizabeth Taylor. Whoa. But then Elizabeth Taylor leaves Eddie for Richard Burton. Vroom. Hero to zero moment. Let me ask you this. In sports, you see this all the time. Show of hands. How many people have heard of Michael Jordan? Everybody's hand goes up. How many of you have heard of Derrick Rose? I don't see a single hand. Well, what happened, the Chicago Bulls, even Michael Jordan are aging a bit. We got to get some new fresh blood in here. So here comes Derrick Rose. He is going to be the next superstar. He has an incredible jump shot, which, he can, at a dime, put his leg down and shoot, and there's 3 points in there. He suffers an incredible knee injury, ended his career. And it shifted from, this is the hero to what might have been. In the area of a true hero to zero moment, wealth, philanthropy, and falling fortunes. This goes back to my United Way days. T. Cullen Davis, the great Texas oil zillionaire. Boy, everybody wants to speak to, I know we sure as heck did, want to speak to T. Cullen Davis if we can just get 10 minutes of his time. And then reversals. And he had to file for bankruptcy. Billionaire to bankruptcy. As a matter of fact, the saying was, back then, in Texas in particular, what's the difference between T. Cullen Davis and a pigeon? What's the difference between T. Cullen Davis and a pigeon? Answer, the pigeon can still land a deposit on a Rolls Royce. On a personal level, and this was, I have her permission to tell the story from Tulsa. It was way back when, and this sort of stuck with, just colored her in so many aspects of her life. She was a little girl, and she would get invited to birthday parties. And I don't know, back in those days, I remember, birthday parties, mommy dresses you up in your Sunday best. I see heads nodding, yeah. And so she gets all dressed up. It's March. She knocks on the door, and who's that? Well, I'm here for Billy's birthday party. Billy's birthday party, it's March. Billy was born in November. What are you doing here? Somebody had given her, practical joke. This happened again. This happened several times to her. And really had a big impact, as it were, on her life. Happens hero to zero moments in the ministry. And I was told a very funny story this week. One of you came up to me and said when your son was 7 or 8 years old, the son said to the father, true story, the son said to the father, when I grow up, I want to be a minister or a garbage man. The father said, why a minister or a garbage man? And the son said, well, because ministers and garbage men only work 1 day a week. So Reverend, let's call them Mark and Betty. I knew them from Unity Village and all that. They wind up at a Plum. This is one of Unity's Plum pulpits, and I was in that town. I went to one of their services. They're going to be here for the next 20 years, easily, at this church. Well, I hear through the grapevine, a month after I left, that, the next month was Mark and Betty's last month at this congregation. What happened? Well, several of their major donors didn't like Mark and Betty and said, you have to the end of the month, either Mark and Betty are gone or we're gone. And the board of trustees, being great, courageous folks, said to Mark and Betty, you're gone. It's hit the road, Jack. And going from hero to zero. So the question, I think, which is really important is, how did Jesus handle his hero to zero moment? What did he do? And I think there's some things we can learn from. First, Jesus didn't wait for the crisis to prepare for these things. He didn't wait for the crisis. So when the crisis hit, as it were, when the board and the nails came out, he was prepared. One of the things was that he had what I would call a Good Friday consciousness. He had right-sized his ego. He had right-sized his ego. Now, if I again could stick in my 2 cents, remember the Flip Wilson show? A lot of you probably remember Flip Wilson. And one of his favorite characters was Geraldine. He'd dress up as Gerald. Remember, Geraldine's boyfriend was Killer. You never saw a killer, but Killer was the boyfriend. The other thing was that Geraldine would often look at you and say, well, the devil made me do it. I think that in a lot of areas of New Thought, we don't have a devil with horns, but what we would say if we were Geraldine is the ego made me do it. And the ego is our new Satan. I believe, quite frankly, differently. I believe that God gave us egos for a reason. And when we use them properly, they are it's an incredible asset. For example, if you guys didn't have any ego, I would wonder how many of you would be paying your rent or paying your mortgage on time, quite frankly, if you didn't have an ego. The ego, I believe God gave us for a reason. Now, I'm going to mix metaphors. Suppose the ego is supposed to run at 60 decibels. If the ego is running at 60 decibels, it is an incredible asset. The problem is that so many of us are running our egos at 460 decibels. And when you're running it at 460, then the ego starts to become a real liability. And the question is not getting rid of the ego, it's right-sizing the ego. It's right-sizing the ego. Conversely, if your ego is running at 6 decibels, you have a problem. And it's, again, the question of right-sizing that ego. I believe Jesus did so much to right-size that ego so that, he probably loved approval. But if he didn't get it, he wasn't overly dependent on it. Towards the last year of his ministry, he started laying on more hard truth about the gospel. And you know what happened? His crowds diminished. The Bible says his crowds diminished. He turned to the disciples and said to them as apostles and said, you're free to leave too, And they essentially turned to him and said, where are we going to go? You're the last house on the block for us. But he was not overly dependent on outward approval. He had right-sized. I think as the Apostle Paul puts it so well in the letter to the Philippians, he emptied himself. So the first thing was that he right-sized his ego and wasn't thrown off base when the hero's welcome came and when the rug was pulled out from under him in terms of Good Friday. Second, he realized that Holy Week didn't end on Friday with the crucifixion. He had a resurrection consciousness. He realized that what happened on Friday was not the end of the story. And so I would say also to you, if you're going through something which really, pardon my French, which sucks eggs, which is difficult, which is yucko, realize this is not the end of the story. You're in the messy middle. Now, I can hear some of you saying, yeah, but Reverend Rick, what about, when he was on the cross, he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? How does that fit in? Well, I I have two responses to that. The first is that there is a rabbinical, it's been down through the ages, a rabbinical trope or a rabbinical way of doing things where the rabbi sort of says the opening line of whatever it is. And everybody knows what what he's talking, he gives the opening line and then moves on. He never gives the end or whatever. For example, suppose the rabbi was talking about health and the rabbi looked to you and said, well, I say to you, a key thing about health is early to bed, early to rise, and then he would move on. Because the whole crowd knows what early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Or, for example, he might be saying, we talk about resources and all that. I say to you, a stitch in time, and then moves on. Why? Because the audience knows a stitch in time saves 9. Interesting, Abraham Lincoln was not a rabbi, but he used this trope, particularly in his House Divided, very famous, his House Divided speech. Again, slavery, half slave, slave states, free states, and a house divided, a house divided. He was speaking to an audience which had much more biblical literacy than most audiences do now. He could say a house divided, because the audience knew the biblical reference. A house divided cannot stand. So follow me for a second. So Jesus is saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? The 22nd Psalm, the first lines of the 22nd Psalm, my God, why have you forsaken me? What are the last lines pointing to of the 22nd Psalm? Posterity will serve him. Future generations will be told about the Lord. They will proclaim his righteousness, declaring to people yet unborn, he has done it. He has done it. Pointing to that. A second response, if you don't like that one, is, even the Catholic Church and everybody else says he was fully human and fully divine. Fully human and fully divine. How can you be fully human and not know anxiety, not know fear, not know what it was when you feel that you've been lost as it were? Again, something I'm going to stick my 2 cents in. I believe that Jesus had bad hair days. Jesus had we try to think of him as a Hallmark greeting card. But he had bad, I believe. It didn't get written out. It's still even there. You can see there are times, when, the disciples will say or do something and he'll say, oh my God, how much longer do I have to be around such slow learners, when he talked to the Roman centurion and the Roman centurion said something, he turns to his disciples and say, I haven't seen such faith in all of the house of Israel as shown by this Roman centurion. So that even Jesus had bad hair days. And so I would say very much, as echoed by Brenda, that we are to be gentle with ourselves, compassionate with ourselves, forgiving of ourselves, and realizing that if Jesus had bad hair days, so can we also have bad hair days. And so I would suggest that a few things. I would suggest that you use this Holy Week to recall a time when you felt like a hero and then felt like a zero. What did that experience show you about where you were placing your identity? This Holy Week, notice when you may be clinging too much to a role, a reputation, or a relationship for your sense of self-worth. During this Holy Week, gently affirm, this is something I do, but it's not my real essence. It's not my real essence and who I really am. And in prayer and meditation this week, imagine laying both your hero and zero masks down before the divine spark that is inside of you. That divine spark is your real essence. And may we all have the courage to follow that divine spark, not just in a parade, but all the way through letting go and right-sizing, trusting that beyond every zero lies a resurrection, that we may not yet even be able to imagine. And so, may your Holy Week be productive, and may it also be exhilarating. Thank you, and God bless. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Rick, for that incredible perspective on Holy Weekend and this Christ journey that we are beginning this week. And we hope you will join us for the number of services that we have throughout the week. And the next week, we will be coming back together for our Easter service. It is Let Him Easter in Us with Reverend Rick and with the music by the SLC Choir. So we'll hope to see you there. We'd like to greet our newcomers. If you are watching us online, please go to slcworld.org and connect with the connect button and fill out the card there. And this will let us know that you're here, you're watching us, and we can also keep up with you with all the happenings at SLC. And for those of you who are in person here today, in a moment we'll ask you to raise your hand. We'll give you a welcome card to take to the hub and for a warm welcome and a special gift. So if you are here for the first time, would you please raise your hand? We're all family today, right? Now is our opportunity to bless SLC with returning the gifts that are circulating through us, because we know that as we give, so we receive. You can help support Spiritual Life Center by texting SLC Love to 44321 or go to our website and click the donate button. You can also mail in your love offering. And if you're online and want to spread this consciousness, please click like, comment, share, or subscribe. And now let us say our offering blessing. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
This place will never be the same. As you roll into Jerusalem, the city fills the street with palms. And now you've come here like a rushing wind. And we will join in their response. We'll sing, Hosanna, yeah. Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything must change. We cry, Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, this place will never be the same. We sing, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything must change. We cry, Hosanna, Hosanna. Now that you're here, this place will never be the same. Hey, hey, hey. As you walk the road of suffering, each step the way to mastery, you demonstrate triumphantly the Christ light that will shine in me. We'll sing, Hosanna, yeah, Hosanna in the highest. When you come, everything must change. Sing, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna. Hey, now that
Palm Sunday, we bless all the prayers in our prayer box and the prayers on people's hearts. May they know that overcoming power of spirit, of love, peace, understanding, and victory. And thank you for all the investments that are made in this ministry of time, treasure, and talent. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. And we're going to say that wonderful prayer for protection. Then we are going to sing the peace song. There's going to be a wonderful postlude, but then join us out in the courtyard for fellowship. And so we say that wonderful prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And now the peace song.